Hello, my name is Ben, and on this YouTube channel I document my own print-on-demand journey. Today I would like to talk about print-on-demand strategies and the key decision points in your process of becoming a print-on-demand expert or seller or artist. There are certain things that you just need to go through and certain decisions you need to make, especially in the beginning when you start in print-on-demand. You can always change these, but I guess to get started, you need to initially make a conscious decision of which strategy you follow, because there are different strategies in print on demand. And I would like to talk about them briefly and then also talk about the different aspects of them. So I think there are three key areas, and I would like to talk about these three areas today. And these are designing, researching, and uploading. And I think in each of these key areas of the print-on-demand process, there are key decisions that you need to make that determine your strategy. Because, there are different designing strategies, different researching strategies, and different uploading strategies. And I think all of these together combined, they really determine, well, they will determine how much money you make. They will determine, can you still do this process in 3 or 4 years? And also they will determine how much spare time you have and how much time you have actually to focus maybe even on other things. So it is really important that you make good decisions and decisions that work for you in each of these stages. And I'm not going to say which decision is the best one. I'm not going to say which strategy is the best one, because I'm also still pretty much at the beginning of my journey. I mean, in the last 5 months, I think I spent every free hour on this print-on-demand business. But still, I mean, there are people out there who've got years of experience in print-on-demand. I mean, to be honest, print-on-demand is still a fairly new business model, even though there is a lot of competition already. But, some years ago, it was still the case that you couldn't order individual shirts over print-on-demand. So I think years ago, it was the case that you had to go to a website when there was a shirt you liked. You had to get into a queue, basically, and when they had 10 or 20 people who wanted to order that one particular product, they would print it, and the lead times were very long. So things are developing, and it was only really in the recent years that print on demand really, got that much attention, because it was becoming so attractive that now, people can just order individual shirts. And if you order through Amazon, merged by Amazon, and you order through Amazon, then you can even have an individual created shirt delivered to your household in just a few days. So it is really amazing, and I think there's still so much which is going to happen. But so as I said, I'm still very much in the beginning still, because people have years of experience. But I'd really like to look back at the last few months in which I really spent a lot of time in this business, and really would like to talk to you about all of these three areas, what I've learned, and really go into detail and go through, the different options that you have for designing, the different options you have for researching and for uploading. And I think this video will be valuable for everybody who's maybe thinking about starting in print on demand, or you have already started. And maybe also if you're already in print on demand and you may have some good success, maybe there are even some things that you will learn from this video, because I would like to, go through the different websites, go through the different tools that I'm using, and talk a little bit about it. So it's a longer video, and hopefully it will be useful for you. So let's start with the designing process. I think when it comes to designing, you need to make a conscious decision if you have to know if you have a lot of time and you're willing to spend a lot of time on designing, or maybe you are willing to spend less time on designing, but maybe you have a little bit of money that you want to spend and invest, which would allow you to do some other things. So if we look at option one, is that you create everything yourself. And with everything yourself, I mean that you really go into software like Affinity Designer or Photopea or Photoshop, and maybe you're a passionate designer and you want to create vectors yourself. You really love putting vectors together. You love creating designs that are nowhere out there already. So really individual pieces of art maybe that you want to put onto products. And that can work. I personally don't have experience with it, because I'm not an artist. I'm not a professional designer, and I don't really have a lot of time to spend on designing, because I have a full-time job, I have a family, so time is limited. By no means I want to discourage you from doing it. If that is your passion and you love designing, I'm sure you will have a good success with that. But bear in mind that if you spend a lot of time on designing individual vectors and images and graphics, it could mean that you have less designs out there, and it will reduce the chances that you get seen on the websites. I don't think you need to spend that much time on designing personally, because there are websites out there, like I mentioned down there, like Canva, Placeit, or Vexels, where you can first of all download a lot of templates and use the templates to create new designs. And these templates are really good. But first of all, let's talk about point one. So yeah, if you want to do that, obviously that works for you, that's fine. I think I personally, I can't really use Photoshop. I started to learn it, but again, it's something else which I need to learn and which takes time. And I don't really know if I will have a benefit of, if there will be much of a benefit for me to learn to use Photoshop in detail. I guess there will be a point where I need to learn a little bit more about it, but I don't think that I'll ever be a professional designer who will create his own designs anyway, because I see this as a business. I'd like to eventually outsource things like these and really have more time for my family and other things. The next point is that you can, as I already mentioned, to outsource the design process. Now, this is one of the biggest mistakes that I made in the beginning. I actually outsourced the design process very much when I started in print on demand, but I had no clue actually at that point how print on demand properly works. So it was a big mistake. I think if you do this, you need to spend time, first of all, to develop a designer. You need to understand the research process, and you need to know which designs you want, because every design will cost you money then. And if you don't know that this niche works for you, then you might just throw money out of the window. And also you need to spend, really, as I said, you need to spend time to develop a designer. You need to know if that particular designer can work with you. It's all about the relationship as well. And you need to know if that design that designer creates actually will sell. So it is something that I might consider in the future when I get enough cash flow from the business to be able to design parts of the process. It is something that I wouldn't rule out at the current stage for myself, but we'll see. I think I might do it in the future. I'm not sure yet. I think I will only do it when I get enough cash flow that will pay for the designer. And the third option, this is what I do at the moment, there are the websites like Canva, Placeit, and Vexels. So let's have a look at these websites. So first of all, Canva, Placeit, and Vexels, they are very similar websites, but they also have differences. And Placeit might work for some people, it might not work for other people. Vexels as well, and Canva as well. So you need to know which tool you're going to use if you want to use one of these. I highly recommend that you decide to use one of these, because all of them have tons of different images, graphics, and templates that you can use to create designs. And all of them really make the design process so much easier, to the degree that you don't need to use Photoshop, for example. You don't need to learn designing. You can use these websites if you're not a professional designer and you want to still create very good designs, because they have so many templates that you can just use, and you can change the colors, you can change the fonts, you can change text, and you can make a lot of designs. All you need to do is to subscribe on a monthly basis, but the subscription cost isn't very high, and it will pay for itself very, very quickly. So for example, Canva, I think the monthly charge is like $10. And I think it's very similar for all the websites. I think Vexels, they are the most expensive website. But let me take you through very briefly what these websites are. So you can sign up for Canva, and they have, as you can see here, tons of different elements that you can use to create your own designs. They have backgrounds, they have lots of, let's just look for cats. Let's just have a quick look. They've got these images here that you can pull in just with drag and drop. You can change the size. On some of them, you can also change the colors. Then you can add some text. And they also have, as you can see here, templates, text templates, and you can use them to create designs and really make very good looking designs and upload them then to print on demand websites. Now, then there is Placeit. Placeit is very similar. You've got let's have a look at designs, for example. If you go to t-shirt designs, they have already a lot of templates. I think in terms of templates, Placeit is better than Canva, especially for creating t-shirt designs, because all the templates that you can see here, these are all t-shirt designs, and then you see they have over 340 pages of template t-shirt designs that you can use to just put your text. You go into this, for example. Let me show you how that works. You go into this template, and what you can then do, and they all, as I said, I think Placeit as well, I think it might cost like $99 per year or something like that. And you can, as you can see, you can change the size of the image. You can also include other images and replace that image here. You can change the size of the text. You can change the actual text. You can change the font. You can change colors here. And it's really a game changer for print on demand, but it's been around now for a while. But it is really good, really useful. You can change the backgrounds. You can also download it with a transparent background, which will then allow you to upload it to different websites. The third one there is actually Vexels. I think in terms of Vexels, I think is a bit more professional. I think they started as a website where you could download vector images. So they actually have a lot of vector images for you to download, but they also have a lot of t-shirt templates, and they also have very similar, they actually are the only website that I know where you can actually design directly on a t-shirt. So let me show you. As you can see here, you can actually create your design, not only like in Canva and place it on a blank page. No, you can actually design on the t-shirt. What you can do, they have templates here as well that you can just click on, and I think this looks really good. I think they are, in terms of designs, I think they are the most professional. They have the most professional designs, but they are also the most expensive website of all the three of them. All three of them, they have also t-shirt mockups that you can download if you, for example, sell on Amazon Seller Central, eBay, or Etsy. And they are all three, I think you can test them all, you can try them all. For Vexels, I've got if you want to sign up, there's a 35% discount for you available, but it doesn't matter. I use all three of them because I like to try out new things, but one of them will be enough for you to get started. And this really makes the design process so much easier. Right, so the next decision point you need to make is, what kind of research strategy do you have? And again, it's very similar. I mean, it all depends what kind of person you are. If you like to do things yourself, right, and you like to really dive deep into the research and really spend a lot of time, you can download some free browser extensions, for example, to get an understanding of the Amazon BSR rating. And you can also use a lot of the free design research tools for Redbubble. I think in the beginning you'll be definitely okay. You'll be okay to use all the free design tools which are out there, and I don't think you will necessarily need to pay for a research tool. So there are lots of free websites, as I said, especially for Redbubble. And these websites, like Bubble Trends, they allow you to have a look at the most searched keywords for Redbubble. And chances are that these trends, or that these keywords really are something that will also trend on other websites like Spreadshirt or Amazon. So let me show you a few of the free research tools. So one of the few ones that I started to use in the beginning was Bubble Trends. With Bubble Trends, you get the daily trending keywords on Redbubble. And what you can do, you can type in your date, for example, the 4th of April. And what they will give you the trending keywords on Redbubble, what people are looking for, and also the results of the competition. And also what you can do is download for Amazon, the Amazon Quick View browser extension for Chrome. And what it will do, it will tell you the BSR rank for every product on Amazon. So if you look for a certain t-shirt, it will give you the BSR rating, which will then give you an indication of, is that t-shirt selling well? And then by checking then the niche, you can by checking the competition, you can get an understanding what might be selling on Amazon. Another way of doing Redbubble research is really going to the Redbubble website. And apologies, for some reason it comes up as a German website. I don't know why. But anyway, what you can do is you type into the search bar here, you type in just a letter, for example, the letter A, and it will give you here the actually things that people are looking for at the moment. So it's another way of identifying the trends. But bear in mind always, if I now search for this as well to check the competition, obviously it will give Redbubble the impression that this is a trending keyword, right? If more people are doing this, this could really show up as a trend. But anyway, these are some ways of doing research, and you always need to check the competition as well. So this would, for example, Addicted to London has 1,260 results, which is still okay. I think if it's below 2,000, it's probably worth going into. It always depends on how many designs you can create as well. Now, the second way of doing research is really going to use one of the research tools which is out there. So one of them might be the Merge Informer. Another one is Flying Research. I've tried them both. I like them both. To be honest, I can't decide which one is better. They both work really well, and you can probably try out which one works best for you. And the advantage is that these websites give you really nice overview and a very nice dashboard with all the new trending designs. You can also do some trend research or niche research and go into determine which niches might have a lot of potential just with the click of a button, and you get a lot of information about keywords as well for certain designs which come up. So for example, Get Inspired will tell you like some of the new trending designs on Spreadshirt and Redbubble and Merch by Amazon. Also, you can search for the best sellers, and you can sort by the BSR rating, which is, basically tells you if a design is selling well. So if we search by BSR, and it will give me, let me have a look. We can search the US marketplace, for example, and it will give me the products, the t-shirts here. Yeah, I can search for different, I can, basically filter for different product groups. But these are the best-selling t-shirts at the moment. And this one here has been there for a while now, the fishing shirt. So all of these really, if you look at that, I mean, 280 estimated sales over 30 days, 500, nearly 450 sales over 30 days. So really a lot high selling t-shirts. But eventually you need to decide what to do. I think you don't need such a tool in the beginning. If you're just starting out, I think this is the advanced level, and you might want to use that at a later stage when you get some print on demand income, because at the in the beginning, when you don't really want to get motivated by spending a lot of money and not really seeing the results. So it normally takes a few weeks or even a couple of months to see some sales on these websites. And until that's the case, you don't really want to spend a lot of money, I think. Pretty much all the information is out there. You can do a lot of research yourself, free research, but maybe at a later stage then, like I did after a few months, I started to use these tools, and I like them. They help me a lot, and it is really just convenient to use, and I don't want to miss them anymore, but in the beginning you probably don't need that. And eventually you also need to make the decision if you go for trends or if you go for evergreens. This is sort of not really related to what kind of research tools you use, but if you use, for example, the Redbubble Bubble Trends research tool that I showed you, the free one. I mean, this is really to define or identify trends. But if you want to use go into evergreens, evergreen niches, I suggest that you really pick a few niches. Don't only use one. Really pick a few niches, maybe 5 or 6, and then find out what the competition is. Like fishing shirts, find out what the competition is. I guess if you just look for fishing, there will be a lot of competition, but then you can explore sub niches like fishing dad, for example, and try to find what the competition is in that niche. And if that doesn't work, then maybe look for fishing husband, So go into the sub niches, drill down into these sub niches, find out how much competition there is, and then create designs. And that's what I do. I really create 80% of evergreen designs and maybe 20% for trends. But I always try to create designs in niches which I know will sell in a few years' time as well. So if I really go for just short-term trends, I know it's just a lot of work. It might not sell, and then I've spent a lot of time for nothing. Whereas if I create something for, let's say, a Bitcoin design, there's also a lot of competition, but I know that will be there and that will probably sell in a few years' time as well. So yeah, I try to create a passive income for me. going forward, for the next few years. So that's why I focus on evergreens mainly. Now, the next decision point is about uploading. So in terms of uploading, you can upload manually to these websites, and the alternative is that you upload with an automation tool. And if you upload manually, you need to know that it takes a long time. Depending on which website you run, it really takes a long time. So I started to use upload tools after just a couple of weeks, I think, in print on demand. Maybe after 3 weeks, I started to use Flying Upload. I actually tried Merge Titans automation first, but it didn't upload properly to all the websites. So I started to use Flying Upload. I think I also used Lazy Merge for a while, but again, that didn't work with Zazzle at the time. And so I found Flying Upload, and their support has just been fantastic, and it really works well for me. Now, it costs a bit of money, I'm not going to lie, but it frees up so much time. But let's go one step back. So if you decide to upload manually, this would eventually determine how many designs you can upload, and it will determine how much free time you have available for your family and to create more designs. Because my whole thought process was, I won't upload manually anymore. It was a boring process. I sometimes was sitting there on a Saturday uploading for 4 to 5 hours, and it was not nice because all the time you stare on the screen, it gets boring. You can get burnt out very quickly because it's just boring. It takes long. It's always you repeat yourself. And even if there are tools, like even those websites offer the tools to make it easier for you, like on Redbubble, you can just copy copy the template, and it makes it easier. But you still need to. It's just I don't want to think back on when I did that because it takes so much time. And I was always very ambitious. I wanted to upload 50, 60 designs per day, but then if you, I couldn't do that manually. It just wasn't possible. So also, when you upload manually, you can really only focus on 1 or 2 websites. I think you can't really focus on 4, 5, 6, 7 websites and spread yourself on different websites. So you might want to consider that. I always recommend that in the beginning, for maybe the first weeks or month, the very first month maybe, you upload manually, because you need to learn what the process is for each of the websites. You need to learn what products they offer. So mainly, maybe you start with one website, you upload manually. Maybe you start with a second one, you upload manually. But then the further you go, maybe you want to consider using an upload tool, and then you upload to these 2 websites automatically. Maybe then you sign up for a third website, you upload manually just to learn the process, and then you integrate that into your upload tool as well. And then over time, you can upload to 6, 7, 8 websites at the same time and upload all your designs to the different websites. And that is what I'm doing with Flying Upload. And let me show you Flying Upload. So this is the Flying Upload website. All the Flying Upload tool does is you get a dashboard, and you can type in the information in the software. And what it does, it saves a separate file, an XML file for each of your designs, which means that when you upload it only to one website, you can just pull that design in again, and at a later stage, without adding keywords again and all the information, you can just upload it to the other websites. I found that much more convenient than, for example, Merge Titans, where you need to use an Excel sheet. In Flying Upload, it all works in a separate tool, with a separate dashboard and with XML files, which is much, much more convenient. And I like to use it. Their support was fantastic. I sent an email. They replied back to me within half an hour. They even logged onto my laptop to sort an issue out in an evening and on a Saturday. You can always contact them. They've got a Discord channel, and they are fantastic. Obviously, it costs a bit of money, and I'll get to that in the next step. But what it allows me to do is to upload to all these websites. So if you go to upload print on demand on their website, by the way, there's a link in the description, and you can get a 10% discount if you want to sign up. On their website, you only get 10% off. So you might want to use the code that I have in the description if you decide to use it. You can try the free version. It allows you 30 uploads per month for all platforms. And I think it's a no-brainer. If you want to try it, just try it for free. And you can try to upload on all platforms, maybe just one design on each platform, just to see how it works. And if something goes wrong, don't hesitate to contact them. I think they are always helpful. Now, there are 3 different, and these are prices in euros, by the way. There's a beginner one where you can just upload to one platform automatically. The pro one, or go on with the advanced one, where you can upload to the key websites like MBA, Redbubble, and Spreadshirt. And then they have the pro version, which I'm using, where you can also upload to Threadless, Shirty, Fine Art America, Society 6, and Zazzle, and Teespring, and TeePublic. And this really is very convenient. You can also upload to Tostadora, which is new. You can upload to Printful, so you can, with that, you can actually upload through Printful to Etsy, to Amazon Seller Central, and to eBay. So it is very, very convenient. And I don't want to miss it. So you can deduct 20% of this price here per month. And I reached my break-even point where basically I had more income than the cost of this tool after 2 months in print on demand. So what is the cost for automating this? So I spent for flying upload $40 per month approximately. So as I said, you can deduct 20% of the price if you use the link in the description and the discount code. And then just as an example, Canva as a design tool, because I picked Canva here because Canva works with design automation as well. So you can create designs automatically and scale them if you use the design automation browser extension, which costs $10 per month as well. So overall, we are looking at $60 per month. And I now make that comfortably every month with my print on demand income already. And that was the case after 2 to 3 months anyway. But since I've been using design automation, it feels like I've seen another increase in sales. And it just helps me to even reduce the time of making designs. And what I mean with design automation is using by Merge Titans, the Merge Titans Chrome browser extension to automate designs in Canvas. So what you do, you have one design, for example, like you could have an NFT design, non-fungible token design, and then what you tell the software to do or the browser extension to do is to maybe change the word token with another word. So for example, you could have non-fungible police officer, non-fungible dad, non-fungible mom, non-fungible cat, all these things, and it does it fully automatically. All you need to load into is an Excel file with all the terms or the years that you want the tool to insert into the design. And by doing that, it allows you to create, let's say, 100 designs in 10 minutes, which you can then pull into Flying Upload and just add the keywords and the text and the description, and then you can upload. So if you want to create simple designs, but which will still sell if they're in a good niche, then you can do that. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. I use the design automation to upload to websites to all the websites, but especially to websites like Fine Art America, where there is no daily upload limit. And then I create individual designs on Placeit, for example, and upload these as well. So because the automation process just frees up so much time, I can have more time to create good designs as well in parallel. Hope that makes sense. So I really want to free up my time, really upload as much as I can, but also create good designs. And that's why I use automation. And it has worked for me. It's paid for itself. So I'm very glad how it works. And this is pretty much what I wanted to talk about today. It was a bit of a different video compared to the other ones that I normally do, but really to give you some ideas and really to talk about the whole strategy behind it. Also give you the possibility to ask some questions in the comment section. And if you want to check these tools out, for most of them, I've got discount codes available in the description. For most of them, there's a free trial available as well. So again, I think these are all the tools you need. I mean, there will always be other tools as well, like Creative Fabrica, for example, and great resources like allsunsets.com. But all of these you don't really need in the beginning. These are all additions that you can add over time when you make enough cash through the print-on-demand business, and they will then in turn allow you to make even more money because they've got they just have a lot of resources available, and they really have good designs as well, and it allows you to save some time even more. So what I have really tried to do in this video is to give you an explanation of the different types of print-on-demand strategies which I know of and which are out there. Well, there might be other ones which I don't know about, but this is pretty much condensed of, what I've learned over the last few months. And I also try to give you sort of an idea of what my own strategy is and talk a little bit around automation and why I think that automation is really, it can be beneficial to you if you're starting in print on demand. But again, it all depends on what you can do, how much time you have available, how much money you're willing to spend, and how quickly you want to see results, and how quickly eventually you also might want to scale your business. Because I guess you can understand that if you want to scale your business fast, I think you probably have to use automation. If not, you might have to work a bit harder and wait a bit longer. And maybe you don't like the idea of automation at all, which is fine as well. It's just really to give you an idea of what is out there and what is possible. Yeah, this is really what I wanted to talk about today. I hope you liked the video. If you did, then please smash the like button. And if you want to follow me on my print on demand journey, then please subscribe to the channel. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye.